Today is January 1st, 2020. I hope you all had a wonderful New Year's Eve, wonderful Christmas, and also today, so you can see I'm sitting in front of my tree. I have a banner around it that says Happy New Year. You can only see the New Year. I have my little headband on. We'll see how long that lasts. It's quite tight on my head. And in the intro shot, it flashes. I'm not going to turn it on right now, but you did see me standing in a dark closet with it flashing. Good purchase, I think. So I'm so excited to be here today. I'm so excited that you're here. I know that this time of year there are a lot of Flosstube videos that tend to be very long as people go through their whips and their plans for 2020, and this video will be very much the same. Also today is my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. So I started my YouTube channel a year ago on New Year's Day in 2019. So I have loved every minute of doing this. It's been such a fun journey, and I've met such wonderful, wonderful individuals. So thank you so much, whether you've been with me from the first video or this is your first video tuning in. Thank you so much for being a part of this community and for inspiring me and encouraging me, and the friendships that we've developed just online. I know a lot of people think social media is really negative and bad, and I always point to the cross-stitch community as being a wonderful, wonderful community. You know, the bulk of what we do is cross-stitch or other crafts, and we share that, but we also share a lot of life events that happens, whether positive or negative. And I think this community is just wonderful and supportive and very inclusive. So thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of that community as well. So let's just jump right in. I have a new notebook for a new year. So I will be referring to that today just because I have so much I want to share with you. Look at all my notes. I go with that page. This is not what I intended to share with you in that page. So I have 2.5 pages of notes. So let's get into it. Grab a cup of hot cocoa, coffee, tea, wine. I won't judge you. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. My Christmas was great. It was really quiet, which is the way I like it. I celebrated with friends here. And I did go visit my folks in Colorado for, well, I went on December 26th, and I got home on New Year's Eve. So it was a very, it sounds like it was a long time, and it was, you know, several days, but it was a very busy, you know, we did a lot of family time together, which is really lovely. Couple shout outs. I don't do shout outs very often. I'm not sure why. I like shout outs. I mean, I appreciate them when I get them, and I watch a lot of different Flosstubers. I don't know why I haven't really been doing shout outs, but I hope to be better about that in the new year. But 2 people I want to shout out to you. First, Jennifer, Stitching in the Bluegrass. So I am a part of What Whip by Melanie Watkins. It is a closed group now. And I'll explain more about what that group is a little bit later. We were assigned groups of 4 people in each group. Jennifer is in my group, and she has a Flosstube channel called Stitching in the Bluegrass. She's incredibly sweet. She has great projects. She's a total enabler. I don't know if she means to be, but she totally is. And she's just the sweetest, sweetest person, and so kind and just lovely. So if you want to watch something, warning, it will enable you. But also just a really kind soul who's just very calming to watch. Please check out her channel. I'll have it linked down below. The other person I want to shout out is, I don't know if I finished that thought. Jennifer's in my group for What Whip. That's how we met originally. So let me complete that thought first. But the next person is Robin Hall. Robin, we started actually our YouTube channels around the same time, so we were both new Flosstubers, and Robin's old Flosstube channel was called Thimble and Twine, I think. Is that right, Robin? She did have to stop filming for a while, partway into last year now being 2019, and she just restarted her channel. She changed the name, so she's kind of starting over. Her channel name is now Bird Eye Stitches, which actually her daughter thought of the name, so that's really fun. So Robin has been stitching for a very long time, and she's also has a very calm, sweet demeanor. She has a lot of projects that she's working on. She's a very talented stitcher, so please check her out as well. Robyn, it's Robyn, but her channel is Bird Eye Stitches, so I will also link her down below. I don't think her old channel is available anymore, but you might recognize her, and I know she's very active on all the Facebook groups, you know, Stitch Mania, all of those groups that a lot of us are in. So please check her out as well and help welcome her back. Okay, so whips, you should see I am surrounded by stuff. So what I worked on the past couple weeks is I worked on Lindy Stitches. This has really been a focus of mine. This is Stars Bright, and it has that quote, "We would be together and have our books, and at night be warm in our bed, together with the windows open and the stars bright." I am stitching this for a friend of mine who is getting married later this month. I think it's the 18th. I can't remember. I should know exactly. I was invited to the wedding. I'm unable to go because the wedding is in Canada. So unfortunately, I'm unable to go, but she will be streaming it live on Facebook. So I'll be able to attend that way. So I'm stitching this for her. Oh my, there's a big, here, let's see. Here we go. So this is where I am. This is about to fall off. Okay, I'm going to take that off for now because it was falling off my head. So the whole border is done. I know you can't see, it's hiding under the Q-snap there, but the whole border is done. While I was at my folks', I got a lot of this bird done. So I got all this brown here, and I got all this white here done. So what I have left to do is, you know, finish up the bird, do this branch with the flower, all these words, and then this branch and flowers, and then it should be done. I'm using the called for fabric, which is a 28 count casual linen in mint by Picture This Plus, and I'm using all of Stephanie's called for colors just because I love how the colors play off of each other. I would never dream to put these colors together, but they work so well, and it's so beautiful. So this I am focusing on so I can get it done. I don't know if I'll get it done and framed and mailed in time for the wedding, but I think wedding gifts are kind of, you know, if you can get it within a month, that's pretty good, right? So that is what I am working on primarily. And I did have a new start, my temperature piece, which is in my whip pile. So let me show you this. So this is by Stitching Mommy. I'll show you the picture. Will look like this when it's done. And this is a piece where this will be the January branch, and there are 31 leaves, and so each day you mark the high temperature and stitch in the color range that it is. So let me see which way. So I started this when I was at my folks. So this is the tree trunk, and this is the beginning of the January branch. And this needle minder is, I actually heard about it from Jennifer from Stitching in the Bluegrass, but I bought it from Top Notch Stitcher on Etsy. It's a perfect piece for the temperature tree, perfect needle minder for the temperature tree. So that's how far I've gotten. And what my plan for this piece is I will work on it on Sundays. So on Sunday evenings, after we've reached our high for the day, I will sit down and stitch up the 6 or 7 leaves for the week and then put it away for another week, and then, you know, kind of work on the rest of the trunk and the branches as I go along. So that's my plan for this piece, is doing it on Sundays. Instead of pulling out every single day, it just feels a little more efficient for me in the way my brain works if I do it a small chunk at a time, and then I don't have to worry about doing it every single day, and I'll just start to do it on Sundays. So I'm looking forward to doing that this year. Now, let me put this back in the order of my whip pile. Okay, so that was my new, oh my gosh, I forgot something. Oh well, we'll continue on. So now haul. I don't have a ton of haul. I haven't been to my P.O. box, but I think there's going to be a couple things in there. I did get, for Christmas, I did get a couple of 1, 2, 3 Stitch gift cards, which is wonderful and really appreciative. I'm going to, because I'm doing Stitch from Stash this year, which I'll also explain in a little bit. Gift cards don't count towards your total kind of expenditures. So getting gift cards to 1, 2, 3 Stitch is a really great way to kind of get around that. So I'm very appreciative of that. I also got, I saw this book, Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts. Mentioned this book, Beth Russell's Traditional Needlepoint. My aunt bought this for me for Christmas, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful needlepoint book. So it's not really cross stitch, it's more needlepoint, canvas work. There's just some examples. It's a beautiful, beautiful book just to look through. You can get it on Amazon. I'll try to link it below. There are patterns in here as well. So it's just a lovely, lovely book. Like this is a piece in the book that you could stitch. So it's more about stitching rugs and that type of thing. So I enjoy looking through that. My parents got me, this is the thing I said I forgot. My parents got me a microphone. So hopefully the audio, I can use this for my videos. I forgot to hook it up today because I was so concerned about everything else. And if you see a cattail, there's a cat right here. So this will be really great. Hopefully it will help with the audio. I just forgot to put it on today. So thanks Mom and Dad for that. I also got from my brother and his family got me a tablet. You can see me in there. So this is just a fire. Sorry, cat just, I have you set on a chair and the cat just climbed on the chair. This is a fire tablet. I think it's a 7. I'm holding it upside down, not that that matters. And I got it, I've downloaded Pattern Keeper on it. I played around a little bit with Pattern Keeper and it works great. I need to buy it because today we're going to be starting Farewell to Anger, which is a Haid full coverage. So I am very excited about that. So that's really all the haul I have to share. So some goals I have for 2020, just real briefly, is this cat is right here. Yes, this is Simon. For those of you who are new or haven't seen him in a while, this is Simon, and he apparently wants to be a part of our Flosstube video. So goals for 2020 is I really want to do more finishes. I want to accomplish more finishes. I tend to pick really large, complex projects, which is great, and I love that. But I also really am motivated by finishes as well. I think I'm a perfect mix of process and progress stitcher. I enjoy both. I only had 2 finishes in 2019. Well, we'll see what you think. So my first finish of 2019 was this piece, Deck the Halls by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I finished it in January, and it's been sitting on this hanger ever since. I have not fully finished it yet. I'm not sure how I'm going to fully finish it, but I should get on that by next year. Okay. Sorry about that. The cat managed to stop the video as he stomped across my keyboard. So I was just saying that I want to fully finish this somehow. I haven't really thought of a way. Maybe a flat fold so it's easy to store. But I think it's a lovely piece. I can't even remember what I stitched it on, but it's an Aida, probably 16 or 14 count Aida with little sparkles in it. It might be just a Charles Craft Aida that I got at Michael's. So I finished that piece. The other finish I had was Pretty Little Hawaii. Sorry about the glare. And I framed it myself just in this picture frame that I got at Michael's. This is by Satsuma Street. I started this on January 1 and finished it on March 29th. It is on 18 count Fiddler's Cloth Aida in light oatmeal. And I went to Hawaii in 2018 for the first time. So the friends I went to Hawaii with actually gifted this pattern to me at Christmas. So I finished that. Now, I have it framed. Have I actually hung it on my walls yet? No. It's been sitting in my craft room on the floor since March. Why? I don't know. I have no reason. So those are the two projects that I finished this year, aside from the 29 ornaments that I did. The little mini, they're very small ornaments. I'm trying to figure out where to put this so nothing gets stomped on or dirty. So I did do those 29 ornaments, but they're so small. I don't know what they count as, you know, I mean, maybe they count as a full finish. Maybe we cut it in half and call that. So that's what I finished this year. I did start a whole bunch of things though. So goal for 2020, more finishes. Another goal for 2020 is have more variety. So have more ongoing whips. I know a year ago at this time, I said that I was a monogamous stitcher. I kept that up for probably a good 3 or 4 months, I would say. And then you all started enabling me, and now I'm no longer monogamous. And Jan Hicks of Jan Hicks Creates teases me about it all the time. You know, I don't have a lot of projects on the go. I don't know. But I love them all, and I do want to stitch them all. So starting more projects would be great. So I do want more variety, which I have embedded into my plans for 2020, which I will talk about. And another goal of mine for 2020 is engaging in more of these challenges that are all over Facebook and whatnot. They seem like a lot of fun, and they seem to really force you to be creative and commit to a lot of stitching. So I'm excited about that. I'm hoping to have a really productive stitching year. So I want to talk about the challenges, and when I talk about this, I'm going to explain them, and then the biggest one I'm doing is Year of Whips, and I will show you what I plan to work on, both whips and new starts for 2020. And then for the other challenges, I won't necessarily show you them all because they will relate to everything I'm going to show you now, if that makes sense. So Year of Whips is run by Melanie Watkins in Soulful Stitching. It's a Facebook group. I will link it down below. You can join. You can either follow her rules or do it your rules. It does not matter. If you follow her rules, you can be eligible for a drawing at the end of, I think it's at the end of 6 months and then at the end of the year, I think. Or maybe it's just at the end of the year. Anyway, Year of Whips starts on January 18th and goes through December 18th. It is, so in this notebook, I have all of my challenges in addition to my Flosstube notes. Here comes the cat again, just to warn you. So this is what my Year of Whips currently looks like. I have not filled anything in, but this is what my page looks like. And this layout is courtesy of Bonnie DeDower. She came up with this layout and she shared it in the Year of Whips Facebook group, which was very kind of her. I did not come up with this. So the way Year of Whips works, originally Melanie had said because the year is 2020, I think in past years, I've never done it before, so this will be my first year. I believe in past years, you pick 20 whips, at least 20 whips, so a minimum 20, and you have to finish half of that. So this year, because it's 2020, she was doubling it. So saying the minimum is 40, and you have to commit to finishing half of that, 20. And then I think a lot of new people came in and were kind of freaking out by that high number. And so she did reduce it back down to 20. When I decided I want to do this, I was at the 40 whips. I came in before she had announced that, okay, 20 is fine. So I picked 40, and I'm going to commit to that. So for Year of Whips, the other piece, I see I have all my directions in here. There are multiple parts of it this year. So you pick 40 whips, say, or 20 whips, and you commit to completing half of that. So I have 40, so I'm committing to completing 20. In addition, this year, she has given us themes for each month. So we make our whip or whips fit that theme for each month. In addition, you have to do Stitch from Stash, which is another Facebook group, where you set your own budget from $0 to $25 each month. You can earn additional money by finishing projects. And there's a whole chart of how much your finish is worth depending on size. And you get a bonus if there's specialty flosses or beads or all that. So this is Stitch from Stash. I will probably do this on the computer, but I just have this in my notebook so I don't forget. So to be eligible for the giveaway for Year of Whips, you have to be in the green, meaning not under 0, twice a year. So at the end of June and at the end of December, you have to be in the green for Stitch from Stash. Now, This money is just your own money. So nobody is actually paying you except you are paying yourself. So just to be clear on that. So I think that is Year of Whips. Yes. So that's the Year of Whips. I will show you, let's see. So now I've been playing around on my computer about what whips I'm going to be using. Here's my 40 right now. I think I have it pretty well set. Oh, the other piece for Year of Whips. You have to have 16 of your whips meet the acrostic SOULFUL stitching. So you have to figure out a way to get 16 of your whips to fit the letters in that acronym. So I will go through my whips starting with the SOULFUL stitching acronym. The first one I'm going to be working on is Santa's Village by Country Cottage Needleworks. So I have almost all the patterns. I'm going to insert a picture from the Country Cottage Needleworks website so you can get a good idea of what it will look like. I'll insert that picture here. I have almost all of the patterns. I am missing 2 of them, one of which is number 1. My LNS is ordering it for me. The order just hasn't come in. And I need the fabric as well. So I have them all here. Now this, because there's 12 of these, this counts as 12 whips right here. So that's kind of an easier way, you know, if there's multiple parts to each. Like if I'm doing all 12 of these, then that counts as 12 whips. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm starting... oh, and this is S in SOULFUL stitching for Santa. I will be starting this sometime in January. My goal is to get the first one done or nearly done for the month of January. Okay. I didn't mention, well, I'll go back and do that later. Okay. So the second one is Haunted Mansion, and this is the O in SOULFUL stitching for ominous, because Halloween can be quite ominous. This piece is quite ominous. This is a stitch along by Tiny Modernist from 2018. I did not work on it at all in 2019. So all this work you see was done in October 2018. I need to frog the moon because it's off center. If you look closely, you can kind of see that it's off. And, well, that tree shows up really well. I don't know. It shows up better on camera. So do you see, not the black, but this kind of tan? In person, it's really hard to see, so I might frog that color out and redo it with a different color. I'm not sure yet, but the moon definitely needs to come out. But I'm making good progress on that, and I should really, you know, touch it more this year. So that's Haunted Mansion by Tiny Modernist. Number 3, this is the U in SOULFUL stitching. This is also going to be, oh, so October, so Haunted Mansion, sorry, these notes are, it's so complicated. So this is O for ominous, but it's also going to count for October's monthly theme for Halloween. Okay. Now, number 3 is Peace to My Heart, which is this freebie that I got. This is like Kathy Haberman Hands-On Designs. I got it for free in when I was in the Grime Guard of the Month Club. I looked for online. I don't think you can buy it. I think she charted it just for the Garon Toten Bags, Grime Garden, and Bag of the Month Clubs back in February, it must have been. So You Bring Peace to My Heart. This is going to count as the U in SOULFUL stitching because of you. And the May theme is wordplay. So because this is mostly words, I'm going to have it count for May for wordplay. And that's as far as I've gotten. And you saw that recently as well. Okay. Number 4, this is my biggie, Evening in the Park. It's a chatelaine. Now number 4, this is L for lantern because there are lots of lanterns, as you can see, around the border. And this will count in February because the theme is Lantern Lane. So I'm going to start this in February. This will be a new start. I have everything I need. I bought the kit from European Cross Stitch. I have the called for fabric here. It is a 32 count Belfast Pearl Gray. So that will be a new start. Number 5 is Flower a Day by Carolyn Manning. This will also be a new start. I'm just going to use up what I have in my stash. This will count as an F. Sorry about that. Cat walked across the keyboard again. So Carolyn Manning, Flower a Day Stitch Along. Again, I'm just using what I have in my stash. This is going to count as the F for flower in Soulful Stitching. And the August theme is lemon. So I picked up a lemon gast. It's called Lemon Drop, I think. Lemon Drops. And I'm going to stitch with that in August. So this will also be a new start. I don't have the fabric or any of the other colors picked out, but I think it's really pretty. And my foot is falling asleep. So number 6 is Hoity Toity, which we started a stitch along back in October, maybe? I love this piece. I just haven't gotten very far on it because as soon as we started it, I started doing Christmas stuff. So this is Hoity Toity by Long Dog Samplers. I am right up here in this very top corner. So I have a lot of work to do on this. This will count as the U in Soulful Stitching. U for uppity. Hoity Toity can sometimes mean uppity, like somebody's kind of, oh, you're hoity toity. And June's monthly theme is Long Dog. So I'll show you where I'm at. So this is how far I've gotten. I'm using Jan Hicks' color conversion of Jan Hicks Creates, so I will link all that below. So that's my hoity toity. I'm leaving all these out because I have to take pictures of them for my Year of Whips album. So, hoity toity. Number 7 is Easter Parade by Blackbird Designs. I showed you this recently, but number 7 is going to be the bunny. Sorry about the glare. And number 7, Blackbird Designs, L in Soulful Stitching for line. If you have a parade, people are walking in a line, so I'm going to go with that. And this will be April's theme, which is bunnies, rabbits, spring, anything like that, so that fits perfectly. And that will be a new start. Number 8 is Search the Sky by Waxing Moon Designs. So it says, may you never be too grown up to search the sky on Christmas Eve. I have almost everything I need. This is my list of floss I am still missing. So I will have to get that at some point. This will be a new start. This will count as Waxing Moon S and Soulful Stitching for Santa. And it will count for December's theme of Santa's Village, or I could use the actual Santa's Village that I'm doing, whichever one. Does not matter because I wanted to start on Santa's Village earlier in January. That's the only reason why I didn't want to save it to December. Okay, number 9 is Temperature Tree. I just showed it to you. I'm not going to pull it out again. Temperature Tree by Stitching Mommy. It is going to be the T in Soulful Stitching for Temperature Tree, and it doesn't fit any monthly theme. Number 10 is Come with Thankful Hearts by Lizzie Kate. Come with Thankful Hearts. And I will show you this. I started this, I think, in November. I just have a small start. This will count as the I in stitching. So I just have that little part of the pumpkin done. And it sounds the I because when you're thankful, you can feel really thankful and feel indebted. So I'm going with indebted. And it is the November, which is food. And if you saw the pattern, there are pumpkins and corn, acorns. So there's food on there. Okay. Number 11 is what we are starting today. Farewell to Anger. It's a Haid, artwork by Leonid Afremov. He unfortunately passed away towards the end of 2019. Jan Hicks and I are doing this as a Sal. I don't know where that accent came from. So we will be starting this today. I'm so excited. We've been talking about it for such a long time, and now the day is here. I'm all kitted up, ready to go. As soon as I finish filming this and editing and uploading, I'm going to give this a start. So, farewell to Anger. And this is the T in stitching, soulful stitching. T for Toodles, farewell, Toodles to Anger. That's what I'm going with. Okay, number 12 is Cross Stitch Nation. You have seen this before. I started it last year. It's a heartstring samplery, Beth Twist. I belong to the Cross Stitch Nation. I started it. I finished the first lady, and I stitched her going the wrong direction. So I am waiting for new fabric to come in. I can't start. I plan to work on this in January. But I can't until I get the fabric in. So this is Cross Stitch Nation. This is going to count as the C in Soulful Stitching for cross stitch. And this will meet January's theme, which is Lovely Ladies. So I'm going to work on that this month because there are lovely ladies on it. Okay, number 13, Harbor Haven. Harbor Haven, I will have to, oh, here's a picture of the whole thing. I started this last year. I got the first 4 done. So I have the first 4 done, and I have 8 more to go. So this is going to count as 8 different whips. This is another one that, because it comes in pieces, and you could stitch 1 piece or all 12 or anywhere in between, it will count as 8 whips. So Harbor Haven is by the Bay Needleworks. It's a whip, and it's going to count as the H in Soulful Stitching for Harbor Haven. It doesn't meet any monthly theme. So in January, I'm going to work on, or maybe January, February, I'm going to work on number 5, which will look like this. And this is kind of my big, what I want to be my big finish for 2020, is I'm really going to commit to finishing Harbor Haven this year. All right. Number 14 is White Pumpkin. They share this bag. All these bags are from Garon Toten Bags, and some of the smaller projects I have them sharing. This is White Pumpkin. It is a freebie by the Bay Needleworks on her website, and I will link all this below. And I started it, again, I think I started it in November, and I just got part of the border done. So I will be working on that. Shouldn't take too long, but it's really sweet project. Number 15 is No Notion by Lindy Stitches. This is another freebie that I got when I ordered. I placed an order from her earlier last year. I tried to find it. I couldn't find it online, so I think it was just a freebie. It's a pincushion. It says, "I have no notion of loving people by halves." It's a Jane Austen quote. And my progress, I just have a little bit of the border done here. And this will be N in Soulful Stitching for No Notion. Okay. Okay. Number 16. I don't have it with me. I ordered it. I'm waiting for it to come from Russia, but I will insert a picture. It is Bayun Cat by Alforst Embroidery, and it will count as the G in Soulful Stitching, G for gato, which is Spanish for cat. Jan and I are going to start this together at StitchCon in June. So we both ordered it. I think it's a lovely piece, so we will be working on that. Number 17. 17 is going to be a new start, and it is from the 2018 Christmas Ornaments, just cross-stitch Christmas Ornaments. And I'm going to be working on this little ornament called Christmas Morning Goodies by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Stitching that for a little girl who's in my life, and I think she'll love it. And this will count for the March theme, which is a magazine flip through because it's in a magazine. I don't have that kitted up or anything yet. We are getting there. We are almost done, I promise. Even though we're on number 18, the Harbor Havens and the Santa's Village, we don't have to do that again, so that's going to be a lot. So number 18, I am going to start the Mill Hill Christmas Village. I am going to start with 12. If I got fabric for 16, it hasn't come in yet either. I'm really going to start the new year basically in a deficit for Stitch from Stash because I placed an order right before Christmas with my local Acorns and Threads. And it hasn't come in yet, which I completely understand because there's 2 holidays in there. So I know it's going to be a little bit slow getting the fabrics and whatnot in to their shop. So I'm going to have a big chunk of money that I'm going to have to spend. I tried to get it in before the new year, but it didn't happen. Anyway, so I'm waiting for the fabric on this. But number 18 is Bookseller. So this is going to be the first Mill Hill kit. I'm doing it. It comes with everything you need. I'm not stitching it on the perforated paper. I'm stitching in 12, maybe 16 on one piece of fabric. So this will count as the September theme, which is books. So Bookseller. Okay. Number 19 is Liberty Lane by Country Cottage Needleworks. It looks like this. I think I showed this recently as well. This accounts for the July theme, which is a Real Housewives of Cross Stitch SOUL, any SOUL that they have done. And so they have done this in the past, so I'm going to count that. Number 20 is going back to my Blackbird Designs. And this doesn't meet any acrostic. It doesn't meet any monthly. We're done with that now. But this is my next whip is going to be the Easter basket. And I don't know where I'm going to work on that, but just sometime in the year. I have everything I need in this beautiful Garon Toten Bags Easter bag. Okay, so that's number 20. Numbers 21 through 29 are the rest of, not the rest, through 10. So I think I said I would do 10 of the Santa's Village by Country Cottage Needleworks. Just because I might not be able to finish one per month on top of everything else. So I'm going to commit to 10. See if we can do that. That might be overkill. So that brings us to number 30, which is the second Mill Hill kit, Christmas Village, which is Queen Anne House. Isn't that beautiful? Again, it comes with everything you need, including a little Christmas tree button, Queen Anne House. Number 11 is the next one. It's the Toy Shop. And it comes with what you need. Number 32 is the Needlework Shop. And it comes with that snowman button. It's so cute. And then numbers 33 through 39 are the rest of the Harbor Haven patterns, which I will put in a picture here. So that's 33 through 39, parts 6 through 12. And then number 40 is Balmy Spring. Now for these Hades, both the Farewell to Anger and Balmy Spring, I said I would complete 1 page of each. This is another one Jan and I are going to work on together. I'm not sure when we're going to start it. I haven't even started kitting this up yet because there's so much else going on. So those are my 40 whips. I don't think I'm actually going to finish all 40. My slipper fell off and now my foot's asleep because I'm sitting on the ground. I don't really think I'm going to finish all 40, but that's okay. You really only have to finish 20, and I think I can definitely do that. So this has really helped me think about my goals in terms of finishing some smaller projects. There are a lot of projects that I want to do. Isn't that always the way we do it? So I think I feel pretty good about this list. I mean, it's a lot. It feels like a lot, but I'm happy with it. Now, so that covers Year of Whips and Stitch from Stash. What Whip is another group I'm in, also by Melanie Watkins of Soulful Stitching. It is now a closed group. So she wanted to purposely keep it a very small group. She assigned us into groups of 4. So my group is Jennifer from Stitching in the Bluegrass, Trisha, the left-handed stitcher. She has a Flosstube, but she hasn't uploaded in a couple years. And Jules, Jules does not have a Flosstube channel, but we are. I feel like I hit the jackpot with the group. I'm sure every group feels that way, but we're on WhatsApp and we just communicate, and it's just really, really fun and supportive. So what whip? You pick your however many whips you want. You are committing to finishing 4 whips and fully finishing one of those 4. You must put in 20 stitches at least of all of your whips. So regardless of if you have 400 whips or 2 whips, you have to put in 20 stitches throughout the year. And I'll show you my list in just a minute. And you must communicate with your group members at least once a month, which I don't think will be a problem with my group because we communicate nearly every day. So my whip list, so that are actually whips, I have 16 here, and it's the Harbor Havens, the Haunted Mansion, Hoity Toity. I don't know that I'm going to get Hoity Toity done. I'm sorry, I bumped the Cross Stitch Nation, Temperature Tree, Stars Bright, Come with Thankful Hearts, Piece of My Heart, and No Notion. So those are a bit smaller. So I'm committing to finishing those 16 projects this year. So wish me luck on that. The other thing I'm telling you, I'm an all or nothing type person. All or nothing. Is I purchased, you should see this pile of stuff. Jen Lee's 24 Hours of Cross Stitch 2020 Planner. You can get it on her Etsy shop. It's about $12. It's a PDF downloadable that you can print the pages off of. You do not need to purchase this in order to participate in 24 Hours of Cross Stitch. This is just a planner to help you plan. She has several different goal setting pages, acrostic pages to help you dedicate time to the projects that you want to plan for. And I'm going to try to participate. So there are 4 throughout the year, 24 hours of cross stitch events where you try to cross stitch for 24 hours straight, or you can do, I think, 24 hours within a 48-hour period of time, which I will probably do. Let's be real. So the 2020 planner includes yearly, monthly challenges, a year-long ABC challenge, so fit a project with every letter of the alphabet throughout the year. There's a monthly focus tracker, so what are you going to focus on this month? There's a stitch 24 minutes a day tracker, so trying to stitch for 24 minutes a day, which I think is a good goal. Like, that's not too much. There's a monthly acrostic and then monthly holidays, which are just kind of funny holidays that you try to fit 12 or 24 of your projects into. So I'll give that a try and we'll see. So plans for January. My plans for January are Farewell to Anger Sal. I'm going to start on that today. And then after that, I mean, I'm gonna kind of do it whenever I want, but my goal is to finish a page this year. And through Stitch Mania, they also have groups or challenges. They have full coverage on the 5th, where you work on a full coverage project on the 5th of every month. So I'm going to try to do that. So full coverage on the 5th. I need to finish Stars Bright this month, so I'm going to focus on that. I will be restarting Cross Stitch Nation because that fits the January theme for Year of Whips, which is Lovely Ladies. I'm going to start on Santa's House of the Santa's Village series. I'm going to work on the Temperature Tree on Sundays. And the first 24 hours of cross stitch event is January 24th through 26th. There's a Facebook group if you are interested in joining us. So I will link that below as well. So I'm going to do that. So that is my January. Let me pause, and it will be just a second for you, but kind of rearrange things a little bit. And I'm going to come back and do the giveaways. We had a giveaway last time, and then I'm going to do some more giveaways this time. So stay tuned. I'll be back in just a second. I'm back. So first of all, the giveaways from last time, I was giving away this Teddy calendar. This is a, what is that, 18 months? September 2019 to December 2020. So you'll have that for most of this year. And it includes 6 charts of the Teddy, which are very cute. And the winner is At Home with Glenda. So Glenda, congratulations. Please email me at czookstitch@gmail.com. Email me your address, and I will get this sent out to you as soon as possible because today's January 1, and I hope you enjoy the calendar. The second thing I was giving away was this paper source planner. I received it free in my FabFitFun box, and it's something I thought I would use, but it's a weekly planner, and I won't use it for my cross stitching, and I already have a daily planner for the rest of my life. You know what I mean, for the other areas of my life, not for, you know what I mean. And the winner of that is Tracy Thompson. So Tracy, congratulations to you. Again, email me at czookstitch@gmail.com and I will get that sent out to you. Now, to celebrate 1 year on Flosstube and the new year, I have several giveaways here. I have 6 giveaways. So what I'm going to be looking for is the key word. So you don't have to keep track of the numbers. I just have them numbered for myself, but don't worry about the numbers. Worry about the key word. The first chart I'm going to give away is this Margaret Sherry cute chart. It's a little porcupine and a gift, and it doesn't include the charts on the back, so I can't show you two, but it's on really nice glossy cardstock. It says it takes approximately 10 hours to stitch. It's for a beginner, advanced beginner. You can create your own words just using graph paper if you want, or if you have a alphabet stitching book. And this would be a really cute to put, you know, for you or to you or something like that for somebody's birthday. I think it's really sweet. The keyword I'm looking for is gift, because the porcupine is inside a gift box. So gift, if you want to be entered for that. The next thing I'm going to give away, so that was a freebie I got in one of my magazine subscriptions, as was this. This is a 3-in-1 stitch kit. You get everything you need, the chart, the Aida, I'm assuming it's Aida, 14 count white Aida, needle, 20 lengths of stranded cotton, 3 lengths of metallic thread, 3 festive cards, 3 handy envelopes. So you get everything to make, you don't have to make them into cards if you don't want to. I think they'd be really sweet little ornaments as well. I think they're really, really cute. But I'm going to give them away. And the word I'm looking for is cards. C-A-R-D-S, so cards. Okay. Number 3 is this, it's now, I know we're in January, so we're still thinking winter, but this is a July edition of the Cross Stitcher magazine. It is a UK magazine. I'm going to look to see if I can show you. Sometimes you know how they have the projects in the back. This one doesn't seem to have that. You can get an idea of the projects, you know, the flamingos, the fish. So they're very summary projects. There's that sampler up there, the flower show. So if you would like that, the keyword is July, because it's the July issue. Number 4, it's the same thing, it's just the August issue. So there's a Frida sampler, or not sampler, but Frida piece on the front, which is included in this, this issue. Catnap. There's a parrot. Look at that little elephant. That's so pretty. So keyword for this is August, because it's the August edition. And then number 5 and 6, the last 2, are Robin from Bird's Eye Stitches sent me a big pack of charts as she was clearing out her stitching room. She got these from her grandmother-in-law, I believe it was, and so she very generously shared a bunch of these with us, and so I'll be giving them away slowly just kind of throughout the year. But Robin, thank you so much for sharing them with us. They're very, very sweet and very generous of you. So this first one, I really, really like this. Now, these charts are from, you know, mid-80s, so you have to get over kind of the photography isn't the best, but look at this. This is welcome, very welcome. The keyword I'm looking for is just welcome. Look at that pineapple. I love that one. Welcome to our home, or you could just say welcome home. which is honestly what I thought it said at first, is welcome home, and I really, really fell in love with that. Or you have this welcome one, which I think would be really sweet, or that welcome one. So surprisingly, the keyword for this is welcome. I think these are really, really sweet. I really love that pineapple one. Maybe I don't want to give this away. No, I'm just kidding. I'll give it away. So keyword is welcome. And then the other chart, also from Robin's stash, is Aunt Verity's Porch. Now, I gave away a quilting cross stitch with a quilt on it. And it was very, very popular. A lot of you wanted it, so I thought a lot of you might want this too. And the keyword is porch because it's called Aunt Verity's Porch. This is by Paula Vaughn. And this is, I think, another one from the mid-'80s by Leisure Arts from 1986. So if you want that, the keyword is porch. Okay, so I think that's all I have. I have no idea how long this is because I had to start and stop several times thanks to a sweet little kitty who is now, I have you propped up on a chair because I am a professional. While I'm sitting on the floor in front of my tree because I thought it'd be really festive. My foot's falling asleep. The cat stomped across the keyboard at least twice, and now he is curled up sleeping ever so cutely behind the computer screen. So I can't even be mad at him because he's so cute. So if last announcement, I have a Facebook group. It's wonderful. I don't know why I didn't start one earlier. I just started it a little while ago. You do need to answer all 3 questions. Even if we have multiple groups in common and no multiple people, I still need you to, a lot of people, so I think what's happening, and some people have said this, that sometimes Facebook isn't necessarily showing you there are 3 questions. They're super easy. You don't even have to be a cross stitcher if you just want to see other, the questions are like, do you cross stitch, or how long have you been cross stitching? If you say I don't cross stitch, that's fine. If you just like looking at other people's beautiful projects, that's fine. Just say that. But I do need you to answer all 3. There are 3 questions, and what I've heard is that sometimes Facebook is showing 2 of the questions, not all 3 for some reason, and it might make a difference if you're doing it on your phone versus a tablet or computer. I'm not sure, but just know that there are 3 questions. People who I don't know what the word is, not apply, who request membership. If they don't answer all 3 questions, I try to message them on Messenger, but because if we aren't connected otherwise, I think it's hard for them to see that unless they're going into their other technology. So just make sure you know that there are 3 questions that you need to answer, even if we've communicated in other ways. I just need you, because the 3rd question is about, following the rules, which is be a basic, decent human being. But I really want that to be answered because, I mean, I know we mostly are, but, it's just a good reminder to be kind to each other. So make sure you answer all 3 questions. I will decline. So I think my choices are approve or decline. I will decline it. But I will try to message you as well saying, hey, I need you to answer all 3 questions. That's it. I will be back in a week and a half on the 11th of January, hopefully with a whole bunch of progress and a whole bunch of updates for you, because this year, 2020, is going to be the year of stitching. Have a wonderful New Year's Day. Well, by the time you see this is uploaded and everything, it'll probably be New Year's evening. But have a great weekend. Be kind to yourselves. Show yourself some slack. And just let's have a great 2020. There's something about even-numbered years that I really feel strongly about as being good years. So it's going to be a great year. Thank you so much for being with me. Again, like I said at the beginning, whether you've been with me for a whole year or this is your first video, thank you so much. And I'll see you in a week and a half. So I just wanted to show you my setup here. So this is where I was sitting to film. I put blankets on the floor because I do have hardwood floors. Here's my video. Hi. There's the cat who stomped across the keyboard. And this is the massive pile of whips and projects that I went through. There's some of the giveaways. there's my tree with the banner. Here, let me show you the Happy New Year banner. It's hard to fit this long of a banner on a thin pencil tree, but we did our best. You get the gist of it. And then over here is more stuff that I had. It is a mess. I'm gonna go clean it up now.